Shalom. I want to begin first and foremost giving our praises to the Heavenly Father Yahweh and His only begotten Son Yahweh Shai, whom the world ignorantly calls Jehovah and Jesus. Yahweh being the name of the Father, which means He exists. Yahweh Shai being the name of the Son, meaning He delivers. I want to give all praises in the ancient Hebrew tongue while facing the east. Call halal, Allah, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, the water, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles, to the elders of Yasharala, Greatmillstone, Shalom to the 144,000, Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel, who are the descendants of the slaves, who are the so-called African Americans, so-called Latinos, and so-called Native Americans. My name is Maka'ala, and today I want to start with Leviticus 20, verse 13. NLT. If a man practices homosexuality, having sex with another man as with a woman, both men have committed a detestable act. They must both be put to death, for they are guilty of a capital offense. Alright, King of the Hill actor Jonathan Joss fatally shot in Texas after argument with neighbor. Joss was the voice of John Redcorn for seasons 2 through 13 of the popular animated series. He had reportedly recorded bits for the show's reboot, which recently began production for Hulu and is slated to premiere in August. The actor was reportedly shot multiple times over the weekend after a disagreement with a neighbor, according to TMZ. San Antonio police responded to a home after reports of shots fired and found Joss near the road with gunshot wounds, according to Variety. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Police found the shooter, whose name has not yet been released, after he fled the scene and have charged him with murder, Variety reported. The investigation is ongoing. All right, and he played the role of this character here. Have you ever seen the show? It was just big in the late 90s, no early 2000s. And you know, it, like that post says right there, just in time for Pride Month. It's chilling. One would like to think his orientation is incidental to his murder, and that's exactly what it was. All right, and I was looking him up to see, you know, because he looked like Northern Kingdom. He got the Northern Kingdom look to him. I looked him up, and it says here Joss had Comanche and White Mountain Apache ancestry. So that means he was an Israelite of the Northern Kingdom of Israel, right? And hey, he had previously married this guy in 2025. They got married they got married this year. And it's a dangerous thing being gay in Texas. And I had no idea this dude was gay. When I saw the news, I think it was yesterday I saw the news. I ain't paying no mind to it until I saw this social media post here. Statement from Tristan Kern de Gonzalez, husband of Jonathan Joss. My husband Jonathan, and man, I cringe just reading that. All right, my husband Jonathan Joss and I were involved in a shooting while checking the mail at the site of our former home. That home was burned down after over 2 years of threats from people in the area who repeatedly told us they would set it on fire. We reported these threats to law enforcement multiple times and nothing was done. Throughout that time, we were harassed regularly by individuals who made it clear they did not accept our relationship. Much of their harassment was openly homophobic. When we returned to the site to check our mail, we discovered the skull of one of our dogs and its harness placed in clear view. This caused both of us severe emotional distress. We began yelling and crying in response to the pain of what we saw. While we were doing this, a man approached us. He started yelling violent homophobic slurs at us. He then raised the gun from his lap and fired. Alright, so that was a spirit created for vengeance. Alright, like it says in Ecclesiasticus. Alright, so spirits created for vengeance, that lay on sore strokes. That's exactly what happened, man. Alright, the Yahweh Bashim Shai carried out judgment. Alright, the judgment just like he says right here. First John 5 verse 16 NLT. If you see a fellow believer sinning in a way that does not lead to death, you should pray and Yahweh will give that person life. But there is a sin that leads to death, and I am not saying you should pray for those who commit it. All right, so we're talking about sins that don't lead to death, like like coveting your neighbor's car, right? That's just that's greed right there. You want what he has, but you know it's not something to put you to death over. Or a homeless person stealing a piece of bread from a store because he's hungry. All right, it's not a sin that that leads to death. But then you got sins that do lead to death, right? Like adultery, idolatry. All right, worshiping false gods, and you got this right here. All right, a man laying with a man like as he lays with a woman. And like it says in the previous verse here, their blood is upon them. Or it says right there, NKJV, they shall surely be put to death, their blood shall be upon them. It said both men are doing something disgusting and it must be put to death. The NOG it said straight up, says they deserve to die. Look what it says. That's crazy. First John 5 verse 17. NLT. All wicked actions are sin, but not every sin leads to death. Right? Not every sin, like I said, is going to lead to death. Even though the wages of sin are death, sin overall leads to death, but according to the laws, we're talking about immediate death. You put a person to death immediately for it. Right, you got sin unto death, like a rebellious son, all right, who's a drunkard and doesn't want to do anything, doesn't want to work or do anything. All right, that's also one of those sins unto death. Like I mentioned, idolatry. All right, you also got and somebody who commits a false witness. All right, there's a special case with that. All right, you got a false witness unto death and a false witness that's not unto death. Someone that says, "Oh, yeah, I saw him stealing a piece of bread." but it wasn't him, it was somebody else, and they know it wasn't him, you know. But then you got somebody who commits a sin, a false witness unto death. Okay, like in that story with Daniel, where a woman was gonna get raped, but then she cried out, and then Daniel said, all right, those two men that are saying that she wanted to commit adultery with, or we're gonna separate them and then interrogate them separately, and if their stories match up, then put her to death, and if their stories don't match up, then put them to death. So their stories didn't match up, so they got put to death. All right, they committed a false witness unto death. Also, you got sins that do lead to death, to immediate death, and you got sins that don't lead to death. And Yahweh Shai said, "I pray not for the world." Okay, pray not for the world. Even Yahweh Shai is not praying for the whole world, man. All right, so people that commit certain sins, we gotta pray for them for Yahweh Bashim Shai to set them straight. But if you know anybody that's committing sins that lead to death, hey, uh, just deliver such a person to Satan. All right, let Yahweh Bashim Shai deal with them. So I'm gonna leave it there. I hope the video is edifying, and Shalom.